trading.
Step up, have a look.
Kya! Kya!
I didn't put any stock into the words of those stargazers until I saw my first sand giant. It cut a horse in half. I haven't run so fast since I was stealing meat on the streets of Riften. Now we're all listening a bit more closely. Everyone is these days. Funny how a few months ago, they were just a bunch of star-obsessed loonies. Now, they're the only folks with any idea what's going on. Their observatory is up on top of that big hill there. Can't miss it.
Can never have enough of that.
Speak quickly. I am very busy and our order is stretched to the breaking point. Of course, I'm sorry. You've come to help us and I'm being rude. Then I'll start from the beginning. A short while ago, the three guardian star signs, the warrior, the mage, and the thief, vanished from the night sky. I wish I knew. I've studied the stars my whole life. I've heard them speak. But now they're silent. It's eerie. All I know is when the Guardians disappeared, three powerful beings started attacking Craglorn. They call themselves the Celestials. I don't know. It's not a name I'd ever heard before. Two of the Celestials identify themselves as the Warrior and the Mage. The third, strangely, calls himself the Serpent, after the 13th constellation. The thief is nowhere to be found. Stargazers consists of scholars who are no match for the current threat. We need champions to face the warrior, the mage, and the serpent, and, if possible, to find the thief. Join us. Be our strong arm, our sharp sword against the Celestials. Thank you. We have a lot of work to do. But first, you must become an official member of our order. Enter the Circle of Stars and accept our blessing. Stars above, let this new light do your will.
Accept them, O stars.
Let them always follow where you lead.
Oh, please aid them.
And bless them to restore those who have fallen from glory. Our missing guardians.
Oh, please bless them.
We must talk. Do not be afraid. I am a friend. Forgive me. I did not know any other way to contact you without revealing myself. Even now, the Serpent's followers, the Scaled Court, are searching for me. I am the Celestial Thief. I appeared with the other Guardians when the Serpent broke free and manifested in Tamriel. One by one, the serpent trapped the others. First the warrior, then the mage. Yes, they attacked Craglorn against their will. Listen, the serpent's nature is chaos. My power alone is not enough. You must free the other guardians. I will help you as much as I dare, but the serpent is looking for me. If he ensnares me as he has the others, all is lost. Kara and the Stargazers will help you. Use their knowledge. Look for the presence of the Scaled Court. Where they are, the serpent is surely at work. But you must not tell anyone you saw me. The serpent's followers are everywhere. It would be surprising if I didn't. The Stargazers are only dimly aware of it, but they carry an ancient legacy. In a way, just as you might look at a picture of the star signs and say, that's the thief, or that's the warrior. Just so, I'm the thief, or one way of seeing. Of the 12 rightful star signs, it's the Guardian's duty to protect the lesser signs, our charges, against the destructive ways of the serpent. With the... You have been accepted by the stars above. You are now one of us. The stars have accepted you. I just hope it is not too late. Volumes of prophecy have been written about the stars, but not even the oracles foresaw these events. Gather allies before you leave the city. You'll need loyal friends to face the armies of the warrior, the mage, and the serpent. Return to me each time you learn... It appears that the serpent has gathered the bulk of his forces in the mountainous region to the north and sealed himself within. So much the better. That gives us a chance to learn what we can about this threat and plan a defense. Tradition holds that the warrior is one of the guardians who defends the other stars against the serpent. But the warrior celestial who has recently appeared is no friend. He commands a merciless army of ancient Yokudan warriors called the Ankara. All I know is they are ancient and dangerous. I've heard intriguing rumors from the Daggerfall Covenant outpost to the west of a champion who appeared about the same time as the Ankara. That may be a good place to start. One of our number, Errol, has been examining old Nedic writings on the subject. He hopes to find insight into the Celestial's sudden appearance. Errol is smart, but he's not. Tradition holds that the mage, the warrior, and the thief are the guardian star signs. But the magical events in the foothills of Craglorn, including an ever-growing army of... The Atronachs were originally summoned by a circle of conjurers from the city of Elenhir to defend Craglorn against the Dark Anchors. But it's clear they're answering to another master now. And if anything, I'm at a loss. The conjurers who summoned the Atronachs have disappeared. But since the Atronachs were summoned to defeat the Dark Anchors, perhaps the... Strange things. Difficult to describe. A large spell scar in the middle of the desert. And the appearance of 2 high elves in Belkarth, each claiming to be the mage herself. It's as if the mage tried to fight back against the serpent and lost. I wouldn't rule it out, but I haven't had time to look into their claims. You're free to investigate, but be wary of a trap. The serpent could simply be baiting us. Last I heard, the women were still at the Crossroads Tavern here in Belkarth.
Help! Please! Please, you must help. There was a terror. My colleague, Kelman Locke. We're sorcerers. He leads my circle, or led. We sought to shatter a dark anchor at its base, to show the Fighters Guild we can do it more efficiently, so we traveled to the proving... The circle summoned Atronachs to destroy the dark anchor. Instead, they turned on the circle. One of the Celestials must have caused it. I'm no conjurer. I wasn't next to the summoning when it happened. It's the only reason.
He fell... You're here to laugh at me as well? I saw what I saw. He was naked as the full moons in a cloudless sky. Dragon Star Arena, where I lost everything? A sure win, they said. Only fools wouldn't bet, they said. Then that bare-arsed imbecile dropped out of nowhere and threw the match. Out of thin air shouting nonsense about defeating the Ankara. The guard took him to Bankarai Gate if you're headed that way. He's the indecent Imperial going on about celestial this and that. If you see him, tell him he owes me 1,000 gold.
I wish I had time to help. These are dark times, and the Stargazers are a shadow of who we once were. Me? Oh, I'm just picking up supplies for the observatory. Not a task for someone who has seen and done all that you have. Errol, a researcher. Very bright, but often too absorbed in his work, if you ask me. Still, I like to help him when I can. Right now, he's on the trail of... Oh, it's better if you just ask him about it. I'd just get it over.
The Celestial Men. You were at the observatory earlier, weren't you? I thought I saw you talking to Hara. Are you going to visit the tavern? If so, the two high elves inside the tavern claim, quite loudly in fact, that they are aspects of the mage. The very celestial that fell from our starry skies. I took my drink and came out here. Mike, they're asking the Stargazers to help them put the pieces back together, or some such nonsense. Even offered to let me touch some strange relic to see the truth. But let me tell you, nothing good has ever come from touching strange relics. When the High Elves approach you, remember that I warned you. Those women have a strange way of spotting anything related to the Stargazers. And guess what? If you're working with Hara, you're related to us now. They've been making a nuisance of themselves in Belkarth for the last few days. Claim they need to speak to Hara of the Stargazers immediately. Of course Hara hasn't been available, so they came here to wait. No, and that's why we're here. Hara wanted us to make sure they had legitimate business with the Stargazers before she sees them. But all I found out is that they're legitimately crazy. Still, I kind of want to believe them, you know? Well, for one thing, all of the pictures of the constellations portray the mage as a bearded old man. For another, shouldn't the Celestials look more, I don't know, intimidating? Even now he gathers our aspects to use as his own, assembling them into a false mage who is entirely in his control.
Yes, of course. Whatever you say. I'll talk to Hara, but I can't make any promises. The constellations have disappeared from the sky, and we have other things to deal with right now. Good God, these high elves
I
are
don't
mad.
suppose we have
The
anything to
stars
cook.
shine before him, pleading for help. And he's too busy looking at the empty sky to realize it. A drink, then, to ease our patience. You, mortal servant, deliver us your finest... what's the word? Ale?
Ale? But the brewer serves drinks in the other room.
Ah, you're here at last. Do not be confused. We foresaw your arrival. The one who has walked across the plains and faced down gods. Or do we speak of things still to come? Time is much more fluid among the stars. We are the one you call the Celestial Mage, or at least two aspects of a larger whole. The serpent... Hold still but a moment and we will show you. You won't win, Malazar. I am too strong for you.
You underestimate me, Vala. I have more tricks at my disposal than you could ever imagine. I have drawn you out of your apex stone and made you vulnerable. I know the power you wield. I am not fool enough to try to swallow you whole, but a piece at a time.
I will not let you do this. I will stop you.
Protest as you will, but I have already won.
Now you know what the serpent has done to us. How he split us into pieces. He intends to locate our weakened aspects and forge them into a being he can control, one poisoned by his corruption. Take this relic, the Seeker's Sight. It is a compass of sorts, one that is connected to all aspects of the mage. But like the mage, the relic is broken. When we fell from the sky, the 3 gems that power the Seeker's Sight were lost. Thank you. With the Seeker's Sight restored, we can locate our other aspects before the serpent takes control of them. When you finish mending the Seeker's Sight, meet us at the winery outside of Belkarth. We will wait for you there.
Chains of darkness cover land and draw it ever near to his nightmare cold harbor.
Excuse me? Hara says you've joined our number. That's very exciting, because I believe I've discovered certain Nedic writings suggest this isn't the first time the Celestials have appeared in Craglorn. They're legends mostly, but there's truth in them. They describe apex stones that connect the Celestials to Tamriel. I believe I know the location of the warrior's apex stone. It's written, "In Kardala, the warrior waits." But the way is sealed. We need a Nedic high priest's amulet to enter. Unfortunately, the needs disappeared centuries ago. Go to the ruin of Shada's Tyr, the site of an ancient Nedic temple. I'm confident we can find the amulet we need there. But be wary. Wards protect the place, and I've heard that vicious goblins roam the upper levels. We don't know a lot about them. They were an early race who settled in Craglorn. What history we do know tells a tale of enslavement and invasion. The Dwemer, the Aelids, and finally, the Yakudans all had their way with the Needs. The Needs apparently followed a variety of customs and religious practices, adapting to whatever invaders were currently overwhelming them. One of those customs was star worship. The Skystone amulet was a symbol of the priestly office. Nedic writings suggest that the Needs may have been slaves at sites like Mitharnaz, and they may have adopted some dwarven practices. But the dwarves are such a mystery, it's impossible to guess what those practices might have been. Nedic writings talk about the apex stones in a variety of ways, but they all agree that there is a connection between the stars and these stones. If we can
was tired of walking anyway. Something you... That was a bit of a warm-up. Nothing wrong with a little opportunistic harvesting. Don't like your odds. If it helps, I'm scared too. Looks like you're buying at the next pub, Fla. Was tired of walking anyway.
Help me out.
Off we go!
When did these occur? I can't tell you how relieved I am to find you. I'm Ibru. I believe the temple holds the secret to ending the celestial threat. The temple door can be opened by activating beams in the surrounding. We must find a way to defeat the Ankara and activate the beams that open the temple. I can't promise that my answers will satisfy. That is one of the questions I hoped to answer with it.
Slay the intruders!
Look, the seal activated one of the beams. We should find the other seals.
The shadows take you! Hey! Stick with me!
The way the Ankara guard these seals, I wonder if they put them here to begin with. At last, the seals have been activated and we can enter the temple. But be careful. Who knows what has awoken inside since the Celestials appeared? Now that we're inside the temple, there's something I must tell you. The Seeker's archive is no ordinary library. It's actually... Yes, it was built centuries ago, long before the Yokudans came to Hammerfell. I've been visiting the shrine for several years now. I'm sorry, but I wasn't sure you would help me if you knew. Not everyone has an open mind where Daedric princes are concerned. But I do. The followers of Hermaeus Mora who worshipped here were called Seekers. The Seekers brought gifts to the shrine, and the Daedric prince rewarded them with secret knowledge. I do what I must. Hermaeus Mora is not like other Daedra. He may seem cruel at times, but he's not irrational. Hermaeus Mora's shrine waits down below. It seems he has summoned Daedra to protect the shrine since the Celestials appeared. Be careful. The Lord of Knowledge, the Prince of Secrets. We're nearly there. Prince of Fate, Lord of Secrets. Your seeker, Ibrula, has returned to you.
Approach me, Seeker.
Your offering, my lord. A relic from the Dragontail Mountains, covered in runes of an unknown language.
Your gift is accepted. Tell your companions to approach me.
Hermaeus Mora wants to speak with you. Approach his statue.
I am the answer to all questions, and the question behind every answer. I know everything. You have come to... I can. But knowledge must never be given freely. A price must be paid. Part of the cost was bringing... Then listen closely, as I will not repeat myself. The Celestial Warrior's army of His offering pleased me. He built the temple above this shrine, and promised that his army would defend it. All I have told you is all you have earned. If you wish to know more, I hunger for lost bits of lore. I thirst for new knowledge to add to my coffers.
I am sorry for the deception. I was uncomfortable dealing with the Daedric Prince. And I admit it. I was afraid. I will continue my quest to find relics for my master and acquire the knowledge to defeat the Celestials. You might do the same. If you find curious relics from Craglorn's lost...
never used to fight this much, until I met you. I'm agreeable. Let's ride!
Listen closely. I can't appear for long, or the enemy will see. Errol means well, but he can't accomplish the task ahead. You must do this. The relic you hold is called the Sky Stone Amulet. It will grant you access to the warrior's apex stone, but it is capable of so much more. Go to the Mundus stones of the Lord, the Lady, and the Steed. These are the warrior's charges, whom he has sworn to protect. The Skystone Amulet was designed to capture the ethereal energy of the Mundus stones. You will need that energy for the task ahead. I'm sorry I can't tell you more. I've already stayed too long. Be quick and stay quiet. It's the only certain way to remain alive. Friend of the stargazers, look at this place. Here, the mages called on the power of the celestial mage. They summoned ancient and powerful Atronachs to That's what I need you to learn. A conjurer named Kelman Locke was present when the Atronachs were first summoned. When they turned, his fellow summoners were killed. He was the... Hurry! If Kelman is lost to the Serpent, so too are our chances. From what I've heard, he's a gifted conjurer who was greatly favored by the mage herself before she disappeared. My fellow guardian, the mage, lent her power to the conjurers of Craglorn. It was not in our... She spoke to them in dreams. Not directly, of course. We preferred... From what I've heard, he's a gifted conjurer who was greatly favored by the mage herself before she disappeared.
This one should feel
Some people don't like the bustle of cities, but I come from a big family, so it reminds me of home.
It was him, I swear it! Sai Sahan, in the flesh. The last time anyone saw him was in the Imperial City.
Let's say you really did see him. You aren't just red dot.
Hope we find something interesting.
I know, Looking for goods? Down here? I know, I know.
Let's ride!
Good. You've made it to the first stone, and the amulet is working. I don't have much time, so listen carefully. The serpent betrayed us. He poisoned the warrior's mind and turned him against us. But my hope is that the ethereal energy from the Mundus stones will allow us to weaken the serpent's grip on the warrior.
Can never have enough of that. Nice hole.
If you would receive knowledge, you must... I find this offering to be acceptable. Inside the gem, you can see the celestial bodies in their courses.
Someone's bound to show up eventually.
hurt you, but now I'm going to.
Away, Phantom. Unless you are here to free me, I will have none of you!
I'm no phantom, Kelman Locke. I am the Celestial Thief, and you know why I am here.
Just another bandit, then? I've already been robbed blind. There's nothing more to take from me.
The Atronachs. The Celestial Mage showed you how to summon them in a dream. Do you remember? Why have they turned against Craglorn?
Oh, no. No more celestial mages and serpents. I've had enough of all that. I saw what happened to the others, and that won't happen to me! Who are you? Are you in league with the Atronachs? I don't care to think about those creatures. One moment it was terrible. A giant spectral serpent appeared at the summoning site. We sent the Atronachs against it, but they refused to obey us. They killed the others. Coward that I am, I fled. I don't know, but I think I know how to find out. We need to talk to the Atronachs. The first Atronachs we summoned were ancient. They could communicate to some extent. They didn't speak, but we heard them in our minds. They commanded the others, and we controlled them, with a gem we saw in a dream. The gem of celestial command. Well, as it happens, that's the one thing the bandits didn't get their hands on. I was able to keep it hidden. Don't ask. Take it. Find the storm, fire, and frost monarchs, and use the gem to bind them. You'll probably have to fight them first. Go to the summoning site, and use the gem to call on the monarchs. I'll meet you there. They might be more favorable to me, or maybe not. But now I've helped you. Will you release me?
You have the ethereal power of another of the warrior's charges. Good. The Serpent's followers, the Scaled Court, range all across Craglorn. They found the warriors.
I'm still here. Thanks for asking.